Visiting with Tigers coach Hugh Hernesman. Well, a tough one against Appalachian State. 1-2 weekend, and your first weekend here with the team in regular season play. The match on Saturday night, one in which give Appalachian State credit. They've got some veterans, and they went on the attack early, and that first set really kind of was indicative of what would happen the rest of the match.
Yeah, it was. You know, and you hit it right on the head. They've got a lot of upperclassmen. They got a lot of experience. We're down, a couple starters and actually lost our libero after the first set. So, I'm proud of how our kids battled. I thought that second set was great. We competed really, really well in a real difficult circumstance. So, we're still all learning. They're learning what we do. We've got 8 freshmen on the team, and they're still learning just how to play at this level and how to be away from home and all those other things. So, it's a process for us. We know how the process works, and we've seen this before. We also know where this is going to go, and we've got a lot of talent on this team.
On the weekend, Kaylee Harvell, one of the freshmen, Sophia Ruby, another, also Megan McGinley, not only competing in their first college match, but right there at the net against some veterans. One player who was her conference's player of the year last year, another one who's a first-team All-Sun Belt player. Baptism by fire, really, they're playing their first college action. I think you've got to be pretty proud with how they held their own.
Absolutely. There's a lot to be said for having experience at this level. The game just goes a little bit faster, and I think the way we train helps to slow it down. But what we do and the way we execute, I would say that this weekend, for the first weekend, we're probably at about 15–20% of what we actually do. So that will increase as the season goes along, and that allows our kids to stay invested as the season goes along. We knew that Wilmington, we knew that App, they were going to both be good, veteran, strong teams. They play physical. They're physical kids, and there's a very blurry line, I think, in a lot of Division I. And we've always said that there's that good volleyball knows no levels, and these are 2 great teams that are both going to go on and win 20-some matches and be real strong contenders in their conference. So there's no shame in taking losses to them. I think we got better, this weekend, and that's just kind of the way we go here.
Well, Appalachian's a team picked 4th in the preseason in their league. That Sun Belt Conference had number 11 RPI last year. Pretty good league. And so you're picked in the upper half of that. You're a team that is at least on the fringe of being considered one that could eventually get to the NCAA tournament. Bright side for your team among your veterans, obviously, I think Kate Federico's play speaks for itself. She is really in command. Setting up and some work at the net that might have surprised a few folks too. And with Leah Perry and Sydney Mosley, I know you feel like that's kind of the beginning of a nice veteran core that you can help bring these freshmen along with.
Well, Leah's so powerful, and she's so dynamic, and she's going to be a great attacker for us this year. And Sid is just steady. She's just really steady, and she doesn't make a lot of errors, and she knows what we do because she got to train this spring with us, and she's very good. She's an intelligent kid, and you never question that kid's effort. So, it's nice to have players like that on the floor. She's a glue type of player. I think we just have to be better offensive around her. But, I thought she had a really good offensive match earlier today, too. So, it can be there for her. She's a talented player, and the pieces are there. The veteran pieces are there, and they'll pull along our freshmen as we go.
I once had an NFL coach tell me the best thing about the first preseason game and really the first regular season game, you get something on film.
Absolutely.
You get something like you now have 3 early matches, and again, it's in one weekend, so it kind of all happened together. But this is a big part of the whole first-year building block for you. Having had so much success at Northwestern State, your prior stop, you're kind of in a new realm now, kind of having to not know that you're probably going to win 20 this year.
Right.
How important will the breakdown of what you've done this weekend against Wilmington, Charleston Southern, and Appalachian be?
It'll be huge. We're going to have to watch a lot of film because they don't see their mistakes. And on the sideline they do. Like, I'll talk to somebody on the sideline, like, did you see what she did? It's like, yeah, I saw that. But it's difficult. When you're in the heat of the moment, it's real difficult to really process that quickly. So as they watch more film and as we're able to break it down for them and talk through scenarios, the game at this level becomes very, very situational. And I think that once we understand those situations and can perform in those, I think you see a lot of growth with teams. So you understand that further by getting a lot on film. We got great film. We got great film this weekend, and we'll learn from that, and we'll get better next weekend.
All right, good luck getting ready for next weekend over at Furman. Another good field over there at that Invitational, and you're back here in a couple of weekends for the home court of the Clemson Classic. Good luck, Coach. Coach Hugh Hernesman, head coach of Clemson.
Thank you.